Welcome back to the studio, everyone. It is such a beautiful afternoon, and I am feeling absolutely revitalized after a very strange but somehow wonderful start to my day.
Well, Linda, I wish I could share that level of sparkle, but my morning felt more like a slow motion collision with a pile of laundry and a very stubborn alarm clock.
Oh no, son, not the laundry monster again. Please tell me you at least managed to find matching socks before you headed out.
Barely. I am currently rocking one navy blue and one black sock, but under these studio lights, who is really going to notice? I was just so exhausted when that first alarm went off at 6.
6 a.m. is a tough hour if you haven't had your caffeine fix. My day actually started even earlier, but it was surprisingly peaceful. I woke up at 5:30 before the sun was even fully up, and the house was just silent.
There is something magical about that time of day, isn't there? It's like the world is holding its breath before the chaos starts. Did you actually do something productive or just enjoy the quiet?
I actually sat on my balcony with a hot cup of lemon water. I watched the sky turn from this deep, moody purple to a soft, hazy pink. It felt like a private show just for me. I felt so grounded and ready for whatever the day had in store.
That sounds like a dream. My morning was the polar opposite. I reached for my phone, knocked over a glass of water, and spent the first 10 minutes of my day dabbing at the carpet with a towel while cursing under my breath.
Oh, son, that is classic. It's those little tests of patience, right? How did you recover from the water incident?
I just took a deep breath and told myself that the carpet needed a cleaning anyway. I eventually made it to the kitchen, but then I realized I was out of my favorite coffee beans. I had to settle for the emergency instant coffee that has been in the back of the pantry since the late 90s.
Not the emergency instant. That is a true tragedy. I would have come over and brought you a fresh pour over if I had known you were suffering like that.
You are a saint, Linda, but honestly, the bitter taste of that coffee kind of woke me up in a survival mode sort of way. By the time I got into the car, I was feeling somewhat human, though the traffic on the bridge was absolutely soul-crushing today.
I saw that on the news. I'm so glad I took the back roads. I actually stopped by that little bakery on 4th Street, the one that always smells like cinnamon and yeast. I treated myself to a warm almond croissant.
An almond croissant? Now you are just bragging. I can almost smell it from here. Was it flaky? Please tell me it was perfectly flaky.
Oh, it was incredible. Every bite was like a tiny hug for my soul. I sat there for 15 minutes just watching people walk by. There was this elderly couple holding hands, wearing matching yellow raincoats even though it was sunny. It was the cutest thing I have ever seen.
That is actually really sweet. It's those small human moments that make the commute worth it, I guess. I had a moment like that too, actually. While I was stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, the guy in the car next to me was absolutely belt-singing some opera. He didn't care who was watching.
I love that. There's nothing better than someone unashamedly enjoying their own company. Did he have a good voice, or was it more of a passionate shouting situation?
It was definitely passionate shouting, but his joy was infectious. I found myself humming along even though I have no idea what the lyrics were. It turned my mood around instantly.
It is amazing how our day is just a collection of these tiny shifts in perspective. One minute you were annoyed about spilled water, and the next a singing stranger makes you smile. By the time I got to the office, I felt like I was floating.
And how was the workload? Did the floating feeling last through the morning meetings?
Well, the inbox was a bit of a shark tank. I had 43 unread emails by 9 a.m. But instead of panicking, I took a sip of my tea, put on some lo-fi beats, and just powered through. I felt surprisingly focused.
I envy your focus. I spent most of my morning in a meeting that definitely could have been an email. You know the type, where everyone repeats what the last person said just to prove they were listening.
The echo chamber meeting. Those are the worst. I usually try to doodle in my notebook to keep my brain from melting during those.
I actually started drawing a very detailed map of an imaginary island. By the time the meeting ended, I had a full topography, 2 mountain ranges, and a hidden cove. It was the most productive thing I did all morning.
You should scan that. Maybe it will be the setting for your next big project. But seriously, how did you feel when you finally stepped out for lunch?
Relieved, like a prisoner being released into the yard. The air was so crisp. I went to that park near the studio and just sat on a bench. I didn't even look at my phone. I just listened to the birds and the sound of the wind in the trees.
That sounds so necessary. We spend so much time looking at screens that we forget there's a whole world vibrating around us. I did a quick yoga stretch in the break room. Luckily, no one walked in on me doing a downward dog.
I would have paid to see that. But you're right, we need those resets. My afternoon was much better. I finally cracked that coding bug that has been haunting me for 3 days. The feeling of seeing that success message on the screen, man, it was a rush.
Yes, I knew you could do it. That is the best feeling, isn't it? That aha moment when the puzzle pieces finally fit together. I had a similar win with the marketing layout. It finally looked exactly how I envisioned it in my head.
Look at us go, from spilled water and instant coffee to total professional triumph. It really is about how you finish, not just how you start.
Exactly. And now, being here in the studio with you, talking it all out, it's the perfect end to the workday portion of my life. I feel content.
Reflectively, I feel the same way. It's funny how sharing the mundane details of a day make them feel a bit more special. Even the navy and black socks feel like a fun secret now instead of a mistake.
They are a fashion statement, son. A bold choice for a bold man. So, what is the plan for the evening? Are we going to keep this positive energy going?
I think I'm going to go home, make a proper dinner, no instant anything, and maybe read that book I started a month ago. Just some quiet me time.
That sounds perfect. I'm headed to a pottery class. I'm probably going to get covered in clay and look like a mess, but I am so excited to create something with my hands.
That sounds amazing, Linda. Just don't forget to take off your rings before you start. I can't wait to hear how the pottery turns out tomorrow.
I will bring in whatever lopsided bowl I manage to make. Thanks for sharing your day with me, son. It really made my afternoon.
Sincerely, Linda, it's always a pleasure. Let's do this again soon. It makes the everyday feel a lot less everyday.
Agreed. To everyone listening, we hope your day had its own little sparks of magic too. Whether you're wearing matching socks or not, make it a good one.
Peacefully, sleep well, or have a great night, wherever you are. We'll catch you in the next one.